Perfection is the biggest hurdle of learning to language to speak. Perfection is the biggest hurdle of learning the language to speak. Yes, you hear correct. You listen correct. When you are trying to speak and going for the perfection, you cannot improve the language to speak. Because when you are trying to speak perfect, when you are trying to speak correct, what happens, you will be afraid of making the mistakes, you will be scared of making the mistakes, and when you are scared of making the mistakes, you will not speak at all, you will be not speaking at all. This is the biggest mistake you are making when you are trying to improve your English communication. When you are trying to speak, you will not speak at all. If you are following, if you are going for the perfection, you will be not able to speak anything. That is what you are not developing the language. For example, when you start to speak the language, somebody is pointing at you and you are not speaking at all. Somebody is laughing at you and you are not speaking at all. You are not trying at all. You cannot develop the language to speak. You cannot speak only. This is what you are making the biggest mistake. So this is what the hurdle, this is what is stopping you from speaking. This is what not, you are not improving your language. This is what you are not trying to speak. This is what you're not gradually developing the language. This is what is the hurdle. You will stop from speaking. So if somebody is pointing at your mistake and then also you're not scared, you are going on speaking, you are trying to speak, you will definitely gradually develop the language. You will definitely develop your language naturally. For that, you have to start the speaking, you have to practice speaking, you have to go on speaking. Nothing is going to help you, only speaking is going to help you. So it should not go for the perfection. You have to try as much as possible, you have to practice as much as possible. That will only help you to develop your communication. That will only help you to improve your communication. That will only gradually help you to develop speaking skill. You will improve your speaking skill. You will go and you will see the changes in your speaking skill. That is very much important, friend. So that is what you have to do. In the beginning, you have to start speaking the language. That is very much important. Without speaking, you cannot improve the language. You cannot understand what are the mistakes you are making while speaking. When you start to speak the language, definitely you will make the mistakes, definitely people will laugh at you, definitely people will point at your mistakes. But when you make the mistakes and somebody points at you that you are making the mistake, tells you that this is the mistake you are making, definitely there will be improvement in next time. But if you are not starting to speak the language, if you are not practicing to speak the language, how can your English will improve? If you think that when I am perfect, as soon as I am perfect in the language, I will start speaking, it is not at all possible. Because English development or English improving is a process. English improvement is polishing the language. English improvement is all about mouth muscles. English improvement is all about tongue movements. English improvement is all about lips movement. English improvement is all about your habits. Habits can make you or habits can break you. So if you are having habits of speaking, definitely your lips movement will be improved. Definitely your mouth muscles will be improved. Definitely your tongue movements will be improved. And as soon as you are having all these activities, having all these activities, you will be definitely gradually developing the language. You will not understand also how you developed your language, how you improved. It is psychology, friends. It is philosophy. It has a process. You have to go step by step. Definitely you will be developing. See, friends, as you started speaking your mother tongue, you in the beginning, if you could think that As soon as I'm perfect, as I'm perfect in the language, as I learn whole grammar, as I learn whole knowledge of English, then I will start speaking. Is it possible, or could it possible that you could speak, or is it possible to speak the language? Not at all. It is not possible. In the childhood you started speaking the language, whether you were making mistakes, you were making lots of mistakes, you were speaking the words only, you were not able to pronounce, you were not habitual with the language, but you went on speaking, you went on speaking, you gradually developed the language, so that now you are able to speak in your mother tongue. In the same way, when you start to speak the language, English language, you should not go for the perfection. You start whatever vocabulary, whatever words, whatever sentences you know, you try to reply. Automatically your language will be developed, because language is natural process. Language is language should be learned naturally. It is it is developed automatically by having the habits of listening, by having the habits of speaking, by having the habits of reading, by having the habits of writing. So all these habits will help you to develop the language. So you should see that you should not stop, or you should not go for perfection. You should see that whether you are speaking or not. You should practice speaking each and every day by day, step by step. Automatically you will develop the language. The day you start speaking, next day you will find you are good. The next day, the next month, the next 6 months, the next 1 year, you will find the best. It is process, friends. It cannot be learned within some months, within 1 month. It has a process. It is developed gradually. It is developed naturally. It has process. It will definitely require the time to learn the language to speak. So you should not stuck, or you should not stick for the perfection. You should not stop because of perfection. You should start to speak the language. So finally I want to tell you that perfection is enemy of learning the language to speak. You should not go for the perfection. You should start speaking the language. Thank you.